There are no interruptions this time. Hopefully. If I get one more interruption, I'm just going to stop. Like, why? So I have with me this face mask I intend to apply on my face, obviously. Later on in the stream. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope we have a good time today. And like, subscribe, chat me up. Let's have an interesting Friday today. I'm supposed to be show my this thing my I'm supposed to bring my mirror with me, yeah, but I kind of forgot. I'll bring it later when I've gotten into the swing of things. The door, but just leave it alone. I'm already at the end of my rope, trying to stabilize. Just you know when like you plan for something to go a certain way, and it's just having a lot of interruptions. Like why? Let me bring something to read because I am definitely coming. Bring my picture book along. This is my picture book of fairy tales, dreams, fairy tales. So let me read it and wait for you guys to join the stream. My chair is so creaky, yeah. You guys can see it, so I don't need to use the. Hello, hello. Waiting for people to join so that I can start proper. Um, I have my storybook here. Because I was waiting for everybody to so like let me do something that is interesting. I have this collection of Grimm's fairy tales, and it has pictures as you can see. So that's fun. Good morning, Yusuf. Thank you for the compliments. I hope you're having a wonderful Friday. I wonder what your plans are for the weekend. Are you going out? Also, the title of the stream is showing you my art here. So I'll show you my art like later down in the stream. But this is a collection of fairy tales, Grimm's fairy tales. Hello Bettini, how are you? Okay, I'm fine, Bettini. Thank you for joining my stream. So Yusuf, this is a collection of stories, Grimm fairy tale. I'm fine. I'm fine, Yusuf. Thank you for joining. Thank you, thank you. My teddy says hi. So the story is it's just a collection of fairy tales. All these fairy tales that have princesses, magical creatures, and they always have a moral. Akwa Ibom. Oh, I'm in Lagos right now. How is Akwa Ibom? Yo, like, is it rainy day? I hope you guys are not feeling cold though, because the cold that's in my area, it's too much. So, I've already gotten a few ways in. I'm at this story, the fisherman and his wife. Should I read it for you? Do you want me to read it for you? Thank you for joining my stream. I actually have something. Yeah, I'm back, Raji. Thank you for coming back to my stream. Sanusi, hello. That is cold, Abby. Oh, I think Nigeria has turned to. Yeah, I'm back, Raji. Thank you. I think Nigeria has turned to a country that has like extra season of cold, because why is Lagos like supposed to be hot? Freaking cold, yeah. Hello, Mohammed Sanusi. Okay, Yusuf says I should read this story. Ah, don't mention it, please. I'm hiding it. I'm fine, Muhammad. I'm fine. Well, thank you, Betty. Thank you. That was a very nice compliment. Um, Yusuf said I should read this story. So this particular story I'm on is the fisherman and his wife. I don't know if that will be okay. If it's okay by everybody, I can go ahead. Yes, Sanusi, thank you for joining me for the first time. I appreciate your presence here. Thank you. You're welcome. Make yourself comfortable. Make friends in my chat. Have fun here. We are here to just chill, okay? Especially since today is Friday. Let's not stress about anything. So, the people in my chat, do you guys want to listen to me read? Oh, Betty, I don't have a host. Can I call you Betty? I don't know if I'll pronounce Bettini properly, but I don't have a husband. It's just rings. I'm just wearing ring. Let me put it here. I'm not a storyteller. I just like reading books. Yeah, like if you check my previous streams, you'll see me reading like my books. I love books. So I can read you the story if you want. So I'm waiting for everybody to agree. Should I read this story of the fisherman and his wife? Should I read it? Or Yusuf, I am not attending any school because I'm done with uni. I finished my university education since. I'm not married. Betty, this is decoration ring. This is just decor. I don't want people to be confused. I beg. Usually, if you check my other streams, I used to wear my rings on my thumb or my index finger. Okay, like I've gotten three people that say I should go ahead with the story. So let me read the fisherman and his wife. Okay, you guys will tell me if there's any moral in this story, and let's see. You tell me if there's any moral in this story, and if or if there's no moral to the story. So there was once a fisherman who lived with his wife in a miserable little hovel close to the sea. He went to fish every day, and he fished and fished, and at last, one day, Betty, please, as he was sitting looking deep down into the shining water, he felt something on his line. When he hauled it up, there was a great flounder on the end of the line. So flounder is a kind of fish, I think. The flounder said to him, "Listen, fisherman, I beg you not to kill me. I am no common flounder. I am an enchanted prince. What good will it do you to kill me? I shan't be good to eat. Put me back into the water and leave me to swim about." What did the fisherman say? "Ho, ho," said the fisherman. "You did not make... No, I'm not married. I don't have kids either, Betty. If you are married with kids, how's your family now? Hope they are well." "Ho, ho," said the fisherman. "You need not make so many words about it. I am quite ready to put back a flounder that can talk." And so saying, he put back the flounder into the shining water, and it sank down to the bottom, leaving a streak of blood behind it. Reverend Father, are you serious? And I was calling you Betty. Sorry, Bettini, Father Bettini. Oh, welcome to my stream, Father. I hope your parish is doing well and your congregation are well. So sorry for the interruption in the story. Okay, let's continue. Then the fisherman got up and went back to his wife in the hovel. Hovel is like this like very bad house. Raji does not believe you, Bettini. um then the fisherman got up and went back to his house in the hovel. Husband, she said, hast thou caught nothing today? No, said the man. All I caught was one flounder, and he said he was an enchanted prince. So I let him go swim again. Did thou not wish for anything then? Asked the good wife. No, said the man. What was there to wish for? Allah, said the man. Allah, said his wife. Isn't it bad enough always to live in this wretched hovel? Thou might at least have wished for a nice clean cottage. Go back and call him. Tell him I want a pretty cottage. He will surely give us that. Allah, said the man, what am I to go back there for? Well, said the woman, it was thou who didst catch him and let him go again. For certain, he will do that for thee. Be off now. The man was still not very willing to go, but he did not want to vex his wife, and at last he went back to the sea. He found the sea no longer bright and shining, but dull and green. He stood by it and said, Flounder, flounder in the sea, pray thee hearken unto me. My wife Isabel must have her own will, and sent me to beg a boon of thee. The flounder came swimming up and said, Well, what do you want? Alas, said the man, I had to call you, for my wife said I ought to have wished for something as I caught you. She doesn't want to live in our miserable hovel anymore. She wants a pretty cottage. Go home then, said the flounder. She has her wish fully. The man went home and found his wife no longer in the old hut, but a pretty little cottage stood in its place, and his wife was sitting on a bench by the door. She took him by the hand and said, Come and look in here. Isn't this much better? I think even in Nigeria we have all these kind of folk tales where somebody's in the forest, they meet an animal, and the animal can talk, and the animal is like, let me go, I'll grant you your wishes, Like, I grew up listening to those kind of stories from my mom and my dad. There's one scary one my mom told me, I can never forget it. So scary. Anyways, let's continue the story. The man went home and found his wife no longer in the old hut. Okay, we've passed that place. She took him by the hand and said, Come and look in here. Isn't this much better? They went inside and found a pretty sitting room and a bedroom with a bed in it, a kitchen and a ladder, furnished with everything of the best in tin and brass and every possible requisite. Outside, there was a little yard with chickens and ducks, and a little garden full of vegetables and fruits. I hope I'm following the story because I'm reading it because of you. I'm reading it because of you. Look, said the woman, is not this nice? Yes, said the man, and so let it remain. We can live here very happily. We will see about that, said the woman. With that, they ate something and went to bed. So obviously in this type of stories, there's always one character that is greedy for more. Thank you, Yusuf, for following. Is everybody following? I'll ask questions though. We'll see about that, said the woman. So obviously now the woman is good. We can see the way she's talking, like she might be the one that is greedy about what happens next. Let's keep going. Everything went well for a week or more, and then said the wife, Listen, husband, this cottage is too cramped and the garden is too small. The flounder could have given us a bigger house. I want to live in a big stone castle. Go to the flounder and tell him to give us a castle. Alas, wife, said the man, the cottage is good enough for us. What should we do with a castle? Never mind, said his wife. Do thou but go to the flounder and he will manage it. Nay, wife, said the man. The flounder gave us the cottage. I don't want to go back. As likely as not, he'll be angry. Go all the same, said the woman. He can do it easily enough and willingly into the bargain. Just go. The man's heart was heavy and he was very unwilling to go. He said to himself, It's not right though. But at last he went. He found the sea was no longer green. It was still calm, but dark, violent, and grey. He stood by it and said, Flounder, flounder, pray thee hearken unto me. My wife, Elzebel, must have her own will, and sends me to beg a boon of thee. Now, what do you want? Said the flounder. Alas, said the man, half scared, my wife wants a big stone castle. Go home again, said the flounder. She's standing at the door of it. Then the man went away, thinking he would find no house. But when he got back, he found a great stone palace and his wife standing at the top of the steps, waiting to go in. She took him by the hand and said, "Come in with me." With that, they went in and found a great hall paved with marble slabs and a number of servants in attendance who opened the great doors for them. The walls were hung with beautiful tapestries, and the rooms were furnished with golden chairs and tables, while rich carpets covered the floors and crystal chandeliers hung from the ceilings. The tables groaned under every kind of delicate food and the mostly costly wines. Outside the house, there was a great courtyard with stabling for horses and cows and many fine carriages. Beyond this, there was a great garden filled with the loveliest flowers and fine fruit trees. There was also a park, half a mile long, and in it were stags and hens and hares and everything of the kind one could wish for. Now, said the woman, is this not worth having? If you've been following, like Raji has been here for the longest time with me, yeah. um so Raji knows that in this channel, yeah, I talk a lot about materialism and how people focus on acquisition of wealth and material stuff because they think it's going to give them something, like it's going to fill the hole in their heart, or it's going to make them feel more important, or it's going to give them freedom. So this story actually is very random, Raji. I did not plan it. So for me to land on this story and it's still talking along the lines of material things and material acquisitions, yeah. Like I think there's a theme with my channel. Maybe I should make it on every stream. I should be like, on this channel we're going to talk about materialism and how it does not matter to us here. Okay, but let's continue. So now they are living in the big castle here, and they have everything. They have servants, they have animals, they have it all. And the wife is like, yes, now this is what living. The man did not complain. The man doesn't make any difference to him. His wife and shall stop complaining, Abi. So he said it. He said, "Oh yes," said the man, "and so let it remain. We will live in this beautiful palace and be content." No, the wife said, "We will think about that," said his wife, "and sleep upon it." With that, they went to bed. Next morning, the wife woke up first. Day was just dawning, and from her bed, she could see the beautiful country around her. Her husband was still asleep, but she pushed him with her elbow and said, "Husband, get up and peep out of the window. See here now, could we not be king over all this land? Go to the flounder, we will be king." "Alas, wife," said the man, "what should we be king for? I don't want to be king." "Ah," said his wife, "if that will not be king, I will. Go to the flounder, I will be king." "Alas, wife," said the man, "whatever does thou want to be king for? I don't like to tell him." "Why not?" said the woman. "Go thou must, I will be king." I wish the man had just told her, you know where the river is, Abi. Go and just go to the river and say flounder, he will answer you. Maybe that's when it will be better, that the fish is dealing with her instead of dealing with the man. Because that's what I would do. I would say, you know what, this is the road to the stream. Go and look for the flounder and ask for your kingship there from him. But anyways, the man went, but it was quite sad because his wife would be king. "It is not right," he said. "It is not right." When he reached the sea, he found it dark, grey, rough, and evil smelling. He stood there and said, "Flounder, flounder in the sea, pray thee hearken unto me. My wife Isabel must have her own will, and sends me to beg a boon of thee. Now, what does she want?" said the flounder. "Allah," said the man, "she wants to be king now. Go back, she's king already." "I know the code." "Okay, what are you talking about?" She's king already, said the flounder. So the man went back, and when he reached the palace, he found that it had grown much larger, and a great tower had been added with handsome decorations. There was a sentry at the door, and a number of soldiers were playing drums and trumpets. As soon as he got inside the house, he found everything was marble and gold, and the hangings were of velvet with great golden tassels. The doors of the saloon were thrown wide open, and he saw the whole court assembled. His wife was sitting on a lofty throne of gold and diamonds. She wore a golden crown and carried in one hand a scepter of gold. On each side of her stood her ladies in a long row, every one a head shorter than the next. Okay, that's funny. Descending height. He stood before her and said, Allah's wife, art thou now king? She said, Yes, now I am king. He stood looking at her for some time, and then he said, Ah, wife, it is a fine thing for thee to be king. Now we will not wish to be anything more. Nay, husband, she answered quite uneasily. I find the time hang very heavy on my hands. I can't bear it any longer. Go back to the flounder. King I am, but I must be emperor also. Allah's wife, said the man, why dost thou now want to be emperor? You understand? Okay. You guys are just, that's nice. Emperor I will be. Allah's wife, said the man. Emperor he can't make thee, and I won't ask him. There's only one emperor in the country, and Emperor the flounder cannot make thee. That he can't. What? Said the woman. I am king, and thou art but my husband. To him thou must go, and thou right quickly. If he can make a king, he can also make an emperor. Emperor I will be, so go quickly. He had to go, but he was quite frightened. And as he went, he thought, this won't end well. Emperor is too shameless. Oh, so they are aware. The flounder will make an end of the whole thing. With that, he came to the sea, but now he found it quite black, and heaving up from below in great waves. It tossed to and fro, and a sharp wind blew over it, and the man trembled. So he stood there and said, Flounder, flounder in the sea, pray thee hearken unto me. My wife, Isabel, must have her own will, and sends me to beg a boon of thee. What does she want now? Said the flounder. Alas, flounder, he said, my wife wants to be emperor. Go back, said the flounder. She is emperor. So the man went back, and when he got to the door, he found that the whole palace was made of polished marble with alabaster figures and golden decorations. Soldiers marched up and down before the doors, blowing their trumpets and beating their drums. Inside the palace, counts, barons, and dukes walked about as attendants, and they opened to him the doors which were of pure gold. He went in and saw his wife sitting on a huge throne made of solid gold. It was at least 2 miles high. She had on her head a great golden crown set with diamonds, 3 yards the orb of empire, 3 yards high. In one hand she held the scepter, and in the other the orb of empire. On each side of her stood the gentlemen at arms in 2 rows, each one a little smaller than the other, from giants 2 miles high down to the tiniest dwarf no bigger than my little finger. She was surrounded by princes and dukes. Let us remember that this flounder said that he was a prince here, and that killing him will not do anything for the fisherman. So the fisherman let him go. So I wonder how the flounder, being a prince, is going to affect this kingdom that this woman has taken over now, and why he's giving her, her wish just like that. Like, you want to be emperor, okay, be emperor. Like, why? Her husband stood still and said, Wife, art thou now emperor? Yes, said she. Now I am emperor. Then he looked at her for some time and said, Alas, wife, how much better off art thou for being emperor? Good question. Husband, she said, what art thou standing there for? Now I am emperor. I mean to be pope. Go back to the flounder. Alas, wife, what wilt thou not want? Pope thou canst not be. There's only one pope in Christendom, and that's more than the flounder can do. Husband, she said. Betty had replied, Husband, she said, Pope I will be, so go at once. I must be Pope this very day. No, wife, he said, I dare not tell him. It's no good. It's too monstrous altogether. The flounder cannot make thee Pope. Husband, said the woman, don't talk nonsense. I wish she would just kill her husband and say, like since I'm the king and the king of the world now, I can just kill you, whatever. Husband, he can make me an emperor, he can make me a pope. Go immediately, I am emperor, and thou art but my husband, and thou must obey. So he was frightened and went, but he was quite dazed. He shivered and shook, and his knees trembled. A great wind arose over the land. The clouds flew across the sky, and it grew dark as night. The leaves fell from the trees, and the water foamed and dashed upon the shore. In the distance, the ships were being tossed to and fro on the waves, and he heard them firing signals of distress. There was still a little patch of blue in the sky among the dark clouds, but towards the south they were red and heavy as in a bad storm. In despair he stood and said, Flounder, flounder, pray thee hearken unto me. My wife Isabel must have her own will, and send me to beg a boon of thee. Now, what does she want? Allah, said the man. She wants to be Pope. Go back. Pope she is, said the flounder. If it's me, I'll be scared because why? Why are you giving her everything that she wants? So back he went, and he found a great church surrounded with palaces. He pressed through the crowd, and inside he found thousands and thousands of lights. And his wife, entirely clad in gold, was sitting on a still higher throne with three golden crowns upon her head, and she was surrounded with priestly state. On each side of her were two rows of candles, the biggest as big as a tower, down to the tiniest little taper. Kings and emperors were on their knees before her, kissing her shoe. Wife, said the man, looking at her, art thou now Pope? Yes, she said, now I am Pope. So there he stood gazing at her, and it was like looking at a shining sun. Alas, wife, he said, art thou better off for being Pope? At first she sat as stiff as a post without stirring. Then he said, now, wife, be content with being Pope. Higher thou canst not go. I will think about that, said the woman. Now they're referring to her as the woman. I will think about that, said the woman. And with that, they both went to bed. Still, she was not content and could not sleep for her inordinate desires. The man slept well and soundly, for he had walked about a great deal in the day. But his wife could think of nothing but what further grandeur she could demand. Look at the picture of the man at the sea. Look at the fisherman at the sea, begging, asking the flounder to come on. When the dawn reddened the sky, she raised herself up in bed and looked out of the window. And when she saw the sun rise, she said, can I not cause the sun and the moon to rise? Husband, she cried, digging her elbow to his side, wake up and go to the flounder. I will be lord of the universe. Her husband, who was still more than half asleep, was so shocked that he fell out of bed. He thought he must have heard wrong. He rubbed his eyes and said, Alas, wife, what did thou say? Husband, if I cannot be lord of the universe and cause the sun and moon to set and rise, I shall not be able to bear it. I shall never have any other happy moment. She looked at him so wildly that it caused a shudder to run through him. Alas, wife, he said, falling on his knees before her, the flounder cannot do that. Emperor and pope he can make, but that is indeed beyond him. I pray thee, control thyself and remain pope. Then she flew into a terrible rage. Her hair stood on end, and she kicked him and screamed, I won't bear it any longer. Thou will go. Then he pulled on his trousers and tore away like a madman. Such a storm was raging that he could hardly keep his feet. Houses and trees quivered and swayed, and mountains trembled, and the rocks rolled into the sea. The sky was pitchy black, it thundered and lightened, and the sea ran in black waves, mountains high, crested with white foam. He shrieked out, but could hardly make himself heard. Flounder, flounder in the sea, pray thee hearken unto me. My wife, Isabel, must have her own will, and send me to beg a boon of thee. Now, what does she want? Asked the flounder. Alas, he said, she wants to be lord of the universe. Now, she must go back to her old hovel, and there she is. And so there they are to this very day. So that's the end of the story. One very interesting thing. Okay, see the picture of the man at the sea, the fisherman, and he's begging the fish to come up and answer him. And look at the storms raging every time he goes back to beg the flounder. So at the end of the story, yes, the woman ended up back where she started from. Both of them ended up back where she started from. And I don't feel like the man, the fisherman, lost anything, because the fisherman has never been interested in anything big, you know. He didn't even want, she was the first person that asked. I should read the end again, okay. So by this time, yeah, she asked her husband to go back to the fish to make her the lord of the universe. You understand? And so when he went back to the fish to make her the lord of the universe, the man went to ask that, flounder, flounder, you know, hacking onto me. Okay, let me read it again. Let me read it again. Um, he went. The man is at the sea now. Yeah, the man is at the sea. Okay. And then he's making the same prayer. He says, "Flounder, flounder in the sea, pray thee hearken unto me. My wife Isabel must have her own will, and send me to beg a boon of thee. Now, what does she want?" asked the flounder. "Alas," he said, "she wants to be Lord of the universe." Now, the flounder says she must go back to her old hovel. That's the old house where they started from. And there she is. So there they are to this very day. You understand? Do you get it? So they are back at square one again. They are back at square one. So, like, obviously, yes, obviously, like, what is the moral of the story? Like, okay. So, you see, what do you get from the story? Like, what do you think the moral of the story is? Also, other people that follow the story, like, everybody, I want to hear your thoughts. What is the moral of the story? Obviously, like, from this story now. The moral lesson here is that we must be contented. Yes, very, 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 very true. 100%. Like, the husband was literally saying it from the first house here. He said, we have the house now, let's be content. Abi, so clear. But why did this woman, now the second question I want to ask, why did this woman keep on asking for more and more and more? Why do you think? Like, maybe me, I have my own theory about it, but I'm curious, like, what do you think motivated her to not to be materialistic? Exactly, Raji, exactly, not to be materialistic. um that's just it. Being content here, you know, the funny thing about this thing, the Bible even says that godliness with contentment is a great gain. Exactly. But, like, these two people, yes, they are just two people in this universe. And let's say they don't have any such um background in religion. Do you get? They are just living their own life, and again, they are poor. Okay, he's a fisherman, doesn't make money, and their house is a hovel, you know, a bad hut, a dirty hut. So let's say they don't have those backgrounds still of God and everything. The man, the fisherman, still insisted that they should be content. Abi, regardless of the presence of religion or not. You understand? So that one is something. But one thing I'm even curious about, like, let's put ourselves in this woman's shoe. Yeah. What do you think was her motivation to keep on asking for more and for more and for more and for more? I'm curious what you think about the woman. When I hear from you, I'll tell you what I think about the woman too. Maybe you even say what is in my mind. But what would you say about the woman? Like, what do you think her issue is? And I think there's something we have to consider too. But I think about the woman now. You know, the story is titled "The Fisherman and His Wife." So, and they said the fisherman went to fish every day, and he fished and fished. They did not tell us that the woman does anything. Oh. Like, the woman does not work. Oh. She's not doing anything. She's just in the house waiting for this man to go out and come back with fish that they probably survive on. So like, do you think that adds to why she kept on asking the man to go and collect more and more and more? I think there's something that she was probably missing that the man had. That's why the man was okay. The woman keeps asking because she thought having it all will satisfy her desire, but she doesn't know that without being contented, no one can be satisfied. That's very valid. It's very interesting that Yusuf says this because when somebody says be contented, it implies becoming satisfied. Abi, when you say, "Oh, I'm content, I'm full," like you are satisfied. But see the way he says, no one can be satisfied without being content. So I think it kind of, to me, I'm seeing it as satisfaction is not a function of how much you feel yourself up. I think it's more of an emotional or a mental state of being. When you decide, like, you can decide to be satisfied, or no, you can decide to be content, and your contentment gives you satisfaction. I don't know if that makes sense. Is that making sense? Like, that's Yusuf's point. That's my own interpretation of what Yusuf says. So I don't know if Yusuf agrees with me. Without being contented, no one can be satisfied. It's until you are content that is when you reach satisfaction. But sometimes the way we go in this world is as if we feel as if we have to be full first, then we now say we are content. Like, uh, somebody being like, I have a goal, like the flounder. Now let's use the flounder now. Like, let's say this woman probably felt, that's not, you can even use it to mention on the woman. The woman felt that when she had things, she would eventually reach contentment. Exactly, you said it right, very very right. When she has things, she will eventually reach the state of contentment. But the truth is the opposite. Yeah, you can only reach a you can only reach satisfaction when you reach a state of contentment. Like, if she had stayed with her castle, okay, or she had stayed with the first house, eventually she would have come to be satisfied. I feel, me, that's what I think personally. But that is just one perspective here of the woman. So anybody else, like I'm waiting for Raji to tell me something. Raji needs to tell me what he thinks about the woman. Tell me what you think about the woman. Like, what do you think the woman, like, her position is in this whole thing? Also, that thing I said, that she does not work. Oh. It's only the man that works. The man is a fisherman. So I think that plays into the dynamic or how the story went, that um, she kept asking for more. Meanwhile, the fisherman was, in fact, from the first day he met the flounder. He let the flounder go. He was okay. Okay, so um, yeah, the man never ever wanted it all at all. But I'm still waiting to hear from people, Sha. Let's hear from people. The fisherman and his wife. Look at this man. This man looks miserable. The man is miserable. The woman is, they see their hot. This is the hovel that they lived in. So see his net. He didn't catch anything that day. Look at her waiting for him. Satisfaction is not a function of what you have in terms of quantity or quality, but a function of being content even with the list at hand. Yusuf, you are very, very eloquent. Oh, wow. We have an eloquent person on our stream. Oh, that is so cool. Thank you for joining my stream. So this is such a wonderful um explanation. I meant with the list. Okay, list. Yeah. That makes sense. Like this is so eloquent. Like exactly, it's not a function of what you have, but a function of being content even with the list at hand. Sometimes it's not even lists that some people have. Okay, it's not even list. What is a house from somewhere that are living in this dirty hut? You have a house. Is that a list? It's not a list. So that is why a lot of the time, yeah, when we talk about contentment in the real world, people be like, me, I don't care, I will get more. Because they always think contentment is for people that don't have too much. They don't have any choice but to be content, else they'll lose their mind. But me, that I have a lot, I can still get more. You get? I don't know if that makes sense. You can see it even in our public officials, yeah, in this country. A lot of them, what do? Their salary alone, can feed their village people, and have change on top. But they feel like contentment is not something. I don't think they associate contentment with, like, as a good quality, as a virtuous quality. They feel like contentment is for people that don't have anything, because they don't have any choice but to be content because they can't get something. Like as if feeling contentment, or working to feel content, is something that poor people need to do, not rich people. Rich people need to always push for more in their bank accounts, in properties, in assets, else they might end up like the poor people. Okay, but poor people, they'll say, like, to an extent, I hear it a lot, where a lot of people feel like contentment is something that poor people just need to hold on to, because that's their only solace in this life. If they are not, since they can't get more, they have to be content. Meanwhile, contentment comes into play when you are even surrounded by plenty, and you're like, you can remove your face, because it does nothing for you. It adds nothing for you. It does not give you any sense of validation. It does not fill the hole in your heart. That's my own that's my own view of it, to an extent, yes. But of course, I'm still waiting to hear opinions. If you are just joining the stream, yeah, I'm talking about, like, I just read a story. Her upbringing could have led to that state. She may be conditioned to believe that her sense of meaning is from possession. That's something that is an angle. That is an angle. That's an angle. Actually, right. Right. She may be conditioned to be her sense. Also, that plays a lot into people's behaviors, because at the end of the day, uh, she was the one that because of her own beliefs in life, she's the one that led her husband in this whole rigmarole. You get? She's the one that made her husband, put her husband through that whole thing, like, go back, and now they are back to square one. You get? So I think it also matters to an extent that somebody else's lack of discontent, somebody's dissatisfaction in life, can push you to also feel that way. You get? It can push you to feel dissatisfied, because him going back to the flounder, he's not explaining to the flounder that, like, what stopped the man from saying, I'm not going? Yes, she was a king, she was a pope, she was everything, and she could have thrown him in jail. Let her throw him in jail now. She will not even see the flounder at all. But I don't think she could have thrown him in jail, because he's the one that had access to the fish, yeah? So why did the man not stand his ground? Why could he not stand his ground? That will show you that associating with people. Ahmed, hi. Thank you for joining my stream. Of course, I remember you. You're from India. Thank you for joining my stream. We're talking about a story. You can go through the chat to see where we are at, Ahmed. We're talking about a story that I just read of a man and his wife, and his wife pushes him to. The man sees a fish, and the fish is a magical creature that can grant you anything you want in life. And the wife keeps on pushing the fisherman, her husband, to ask the fish to give her a house, a castle, a land, kingdoms, and to become an emperor, and to become a pope. Thank you. To become a pope and all of that. And eventually they end up back as poor as ever. Yet they did not end up with anything from the fish, you get. So my question now is like, um what do you think of the woman, you get? Where I'm at, actually, if you read the chat here, some people have already said some wonderful things, so you can read it and catch up. But where I'm at is like, why didn't the man stand his ground, do you get, on this issue? Why did he just keep going along? She said, go and ask, go and ask, go and ask, and he kept on asking. So I feel like, even if it's just a passive way, yeah, you can participate, you can feel pressured to be discontent because the people around you are discontent. These people around you are not satisfied. So if you now start feeling that pressure that, I need to rush, I need to make it, I need to do this, I need to, I need to do hard, I need to get more. Meanwhile, you're not natural like that. You don't care. You don't care. You don't care. But I think that's also another thing that about the story too, a moral of it. I don't know if people agree with me, but another moral of it is the company that you keep. Okay, the company that you keep, the company that you keep. And all the time, my husband was like, Rachel said that she could be conditioned to believe that possessions are everything. You get, possession is what will give her everything. But before they met that flounder, they were both living in poverty, and she wasn't doing anything. So it did not manifest itself. This aspect of her behavior did not manifest itself in their dynamics until an opportunity came, and then you begin to see the madness of her own beliefs in herself. I kind of want to reference something now, but I don't know if people will get it. Have you people seen this drama, this Nigerian thing, To Kill a Monkey? How many people have watched it? I started that drama, I did not finish it though. I did not finish it. The man kept going because he also wanted to satisfy his wife. Oh, that's true. Not knowing that no matter how he tries, the woman can't be satisfied. Can you believe? Oh my God. That is so true. Yusuf. Oh, Yusuf. I need to give you a gold star. I wish I could give you a gold star. I hope you are subscribed to my channel because I want more intellectual people like you, in my conversations in my streams, yeah. Subscribe, I want to see you in my next stream, so make sure you subscribe. Because your takes are so, wow, I didn't even think of it. Like, the man too was also trying to satisfy something in his life, which is his wife. Oh, oh. The man too was also discontent in the sense of he was trying to satisfy his wife. If he had stopped after the first time and been like, I cannot satisfy her no matter what I do. Oh, I wish I can screenshot this thing. Don't worry, I'll do more of these stories because I need to see your point of view, guy. Like, that's true. This thing that you're talking about is actually something very bad. Like I mentioned this show, To Kill a Monkey here. Yeah. I don't know if you people have seen that show, but it's also this dynamic of husband and wife, yeah, where a man is doing his best to, he should have stood his ground, that would have saved them from getting back. Exactly, 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 exactly. He should have stood his ground. Not standing his ground was a sign of his own dissatisfaction. Not standing his ground was a sign of that. It was a sign that he too was discontent. Like, ah, the place I can go with this, like, I don't want to start running wild because I made this, like, I want you to see this. I don't know if you two have seen this board, but there's this board that I made here where let me now say it out. Allow my viewers to speak. Breathe between thoughts. It's okay to listen too. So this is the motto. This is the motto of my stream. I've subscribed to the channel. Thank you. Bro, like, this is so wonderful. And I have to thank Raji for putting that thing in my head, because Raji was like, you know, he has to contribute to get. And I thought about it and I was like, Raji is right. Okay, my viewers have to contribute no matter what. I have to listen to them. If I had run as usual as I used to do, and oh, I would have missed all of this opportunity. Thank you so much, Yusuf, for joining my stream. I said, like, you don't know how I can run. Like, I'll be preaching with this thing for the next 1 week. The dissatisfaction of people around us can creep. Thank you, thank you. The dissatisfaction of the people around us can creep into our own hearts and make us act in ways that is not naturally aligned to us. Abi? Ah, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so happy. You don't understand. I'm so happy. I gosh. Gosh. And you know, one thing that you this whole thing I described about the husband, the fisherman, is this hustle culture that is very prevalent in this our society, this our Nigeria. Hustle culture is insane, and it's not that it's natural to us. It is something that people are preaching to us, something that is influencing us. No matter, we can't escape it. Everywhere you go, in every conversation, somebody is aiming for more, somebody's aiming for more, and the person is aiming for more. You're not aiming for that thing that person is aiming for. You're not aiming for the status, you're not aiming for the money. You just want to have a better life, okay? But because you feel the pressure of that person, you internalize it, you take it as your own. You too, you will not start running a race that is going nowhere. You start rushing. No, me too, me too, me too, me too. No. And you know that thing that Nigerians used to say, does this person have two heads? Yes, maybe they have two heads. Maybe. We can't see the other head. Maybe there's a two head. Maybe. You know, like, we really need to unpack a lot of things, like, in this country, guy. Like, what do you mean, does this person have two head? If you are doing better than you, so that means the person have two head. Yes, that's what I'll start telling people. Yes, yes, they actually have two heads. Yes, you just can't see the two heads. Me, I'm seeing the two heads. They have two heads. Yes. I also even focused on also the woman as well, like, oh, maybe the woman, you know, something's wrong with her, like, in the sense of not wrong with her, but like she has some strange beliefs going on. So maybe that is why she's so I don't want to use the word greedy, but they're using their power. In what sense, right? Is it the two head comment? Please let me explain for that so I'll get it. I was focusing on I was focusing on isn't that free? Okay, are you saying there isn't their brain in the sense of they have two heads? Like, do you agree with that statement? Like, if somebody tells you that, do they have two heads? You start to feel as if no, they have one head. You get, personally, if you tell me, like, I don't really get where you're coming from, Raji. Is it that you feel like that statement is valid, that somebody doing better than you, and then someone the person another person are telling you, does this person have two heads? You get, do you agree that okay, yes, it's true, they don't have two heads, I can do what they do? You get, I'm not talking about it in basic capabilities now, that oh, I can be as smart. I'm talking about it in this idea of wealth and materialism, acquiring wealth, acquiring more. I'm talking about it in that aspect that um it's not it's not true. Like when somebody tells somebody acquiring wealth and getting more and more material objects to fill up their life, to give them this high class status, and then someone now telling you do they have two heads, it's not valid for someone to tell you that I don't have as much as somebody else. That do they have two heads? Like maybe they do have two heads. Maybe okay, you don't believe he has two heads. Why? I'm talking in the sense of materialism, like the ability for people to acquire more. We don't have that. First of all, we don't have the same motivations. We don't have the same um status. Like we don't have the same starting point. Everybody's not in the same starting point. You understand? And then this aspirational BS that they sell to us, to that we can be as rich as Dangote, or we can be as rich as the owner of one kind of big tech company in Lagos, or we can be as rich as this other person. Even your classmates, sef, even your classmates in school, them doing well or doing better than you, eh, has nothing to do with you, and it is not a tell on your own capabilities. Okay, because everybody has different starting points and everybody has different access to resources. Some people have more access to more resources, some people have limited access to more resources, some people have limited access to less resources. Okay, so when I say people have two heads, I mean all of these other factors that we don't see. You get all of these things that goes under the radar that we can't really check them up at. You get, those are the things that make people to have two heads, in my opinion. In my opinion, like somebody that is very outgoing now, somebody that knows how to network, somebody that knows how to charm people, and when I mean charm, I mean like by social behavior, and get what they want from them, is going to have more success in corporate organization, or you're going to have more success on social media, on different anyway. But as someone that is born with none of that whole socialization, someone that is born introverted, shy, does not have all of those um, abilities, yes, those people, that type of person, if you compare the both of them, do you see how one person might have two heads? That's my own idea of it, sha. That's what I believe. I believe that sometimes some people have two heads, and the second head can be a whole personality difference. The second head can be rich parents. The second head can be connections in big companies. The second head can be a better university. You know, those people that are sending their children to school where they pay like 5 million per semester or 3 million per year. Like, do you think the places they are going to land on when they are done with school is going to be the same? They will have the same. Um, those people, the doors are open to them after finishing. Is it going to be the same as the door of somebody that is going to a government or funded school? I don't think so. You guys might have the same race line of, oh, we're all applying for jobs. We're all applying for jobs. But what are you going to put in your CV? That this person is going to put in their CV that is going to appeal to the person that is making the main choice? That is the second head there. To me, oh, that's the second head. But we are talking about fisherman and his wife. How did we get here? You know, also, anyway, there's no other person in this universe, it's just the two of them, so it's only their story we are focusing on. So we cannot now start considering the aspect of say, let's say their neighbors or their own family members are like, people getting your money now, how are you making it, you know? Meanwhile the man is just talking to a fish and the fish is giving them everything they want. You get, somebody else that is fellow fishermen that work all their life cannot buy even that first house that the fish gave to them that beginning time, cannot buy it. This is how it works. The mind is the power source of wealth attraction. However, many of our mind decision making are learnt from our parents, not from school. Okay, okay, that makes sense. So thank you, Yusuf. You You can also share with me more things that you're thinking of, Yusuf. I would like to hear it. So, Riley is talking about how most of us, yes, we are conditioned by our parents on how to see the world and concerning wealth, and that's very true. Also, if you are born, from parents that have a very limited view of the world or are scared of money, that they see money as something. I studied economics, Yusuf, in school. Yusuf, are you in school? Sorry, you're the one that asked me if I was in school, yes? So I'm asking you now, are you in school? Are you in uni right now? I studied economics in school. So Rachel is saying parents are a big factor in how we view wealth attraction. Yes, and that makes sense. Okay, that is valid. That is valid. And this mind that we're talking about, this mind we're talking about, yes, obviously our parents are the ones that influence the way we think from a very young age, and we carry those thinking patterns into adulthood. Okay, we carry those thinking patterns into our interactions with the world. And if they taught us from a young age to be scared of money, if they taught us from a young age to not believe in ourselves, that we can do things, that we can be wealthy, if they taught us all of that, that we have to fear the world, that the world is not going to give us what we want, that we need to, grind and labor without appreciation to get any small thing from the world, like, of course, that's going to affect anybody's economic status. Okay, that is a factor. But like, again, even when someone is talking about the person that has to unlearn all of the things that their parents taught them, which are very limited, it is a limited, which may be a limited world view, literature. Don't worry, in my future, I definitely will study literature. I definitely will try to study literature somehow. I don't care if it's just a course I take in it. I want to understand how literature works. I'm just interested in books, like, to be honest. I have a lot of books, and if you check my previous streams, even my videos, I make book reviews. Yeah, I make book reviews. I I talk about books. Um, but most of those videos are not as in depth as these streams, because in those videos I'm always worried about time and how to present my points in a way that my phone that does not have space will not shut down and all of that. But anyways, I do all of that on my channel. You can check my older videos when we are done with the stream. So what was I saying? So the person that has to unlearn that mindset, that limited mindset, yeah, I feel like they're going to have a harder time of it. They're going to take it's going to take them much longer to reach. Let me not say that, because anything is possible. You get. Let me just concede, yes, to this aspect that Raji brought up, to the fact that actually you can change your mind about wealth. You can change your mind about getting wealth. That is very, very valid. I didn't consider it. Me, I'm considering just the purely um the purely material aspect of it, of this conversation, where um it's a function of your status, your economic class, your background, the opportunities that you're handed, or the opportunities that you had to make for yourself, all of that. I'm just considering those aspects. Well, if you consider this sort of abstract, intangible aspect of, which is basically our minds here, we have to concede that yes, a change of mind can actually lead to a change in your economic status, your income status. It can actually lead to a change in your wealth, acquisition and all of that. So anyways, I was talking about, I made a reference to Yusuf. I'm still waiting for you. Tell me what you studied in school, or if you are still in school. I want to know like about you a bit, so I can understand where you're coming from. Where you're coming from with your hot takes. I actually enjoyed your contribution to the conversation, to be honest. And so I'm interested in seeing what you studied. Maybe did you study literature as well, or something like that? Um, so yes, what I wanted to reference now is that whole drama to kill a monkey. I don't know if anybody has seen it on my stream. I don't know if people on my stream have seen it. I saw it up to episode 6. No, not that deep. I think I saw it to episode 5, and it was it kind of fell off for me at that point. I feel like they got distracted with what they were trying to say, which is what happens typically in most media, not just Nollywood. Yeah, most media around the world, they get lost in the production and the storytelling, and they forget where they started from. So, but it's okay. We don't have to finish a movie to get the gist of it. In To Kill a Monkey, this guy, I don't know if you've watched it, but there is this character, Efe, and he has a wife. The wife has an older child, but I was left with no opportunity or material possessions by my child, and I had siblings to take care of. I was able to send them to school. Initially, it was very difficult, and now I can sleep. To kill a monkey. Oh, okay. So you try to get where I'm trying to come from, yeah? I was sent to school. Initially, it was very difficult, but now you can sleep while doing so. Wow. Actually, that's so cool of you. Your siblings are going to be so. I'm sure they feel very grateful of you. And I see now. Okay, I see where you're coming from actually. But you know, before we go to the monkey thing, I can sleep while making money. So before we go to the monkey thing, one time I feel what I'm going to. I'm studying my. What? Are you serious? Ah, you so. They're now big girls. Oh yeah. Oh, so many good things happening in my chat. I'm so happy to meet you. I'm so happy to meet you, Raj. I'm so happy to meet you, Yusuf. Yusuf, first of all, mathematics. Raji, tell him. You know that I started this week when I was streaming. I started this solving maths. Like, guy, I want to do maths and I want to do literature again. Like, are you serious? You used to tell me about this maths thing, oh, UI for that matter. Oh, congratulations, final year, congratulations! Oh my god, I feel so ecstatic. You don't know how happy I am to see that you are studying mathematics, guy. In fact, let's breathe. Don't worry. On Monday, and you're a teacher. Hey, teacher, wow. Wait. Like, where do you teach? Online? Oh my God. What do you teach? What do you specialize in? Yusuf, oh my God, I'm so proud. Like, I don't know what, I want to say something. I'm just ecstatic. Okay, you teach online. Oh, that is so cool, Raji. Wow. For you to even get that opportunity, do you know how massive that must be? I'm so happy your sisters have you, to be honest. Like, who sometimes the way we are born into this world, you, s- you see, I'm giving you 1 million thumbs up. Raji, I'm giving you hearts for my teddy bear. Like, very impressive people that have attracted in this stream. Like, no wonder. Raju, you're a teacher. Oh, I don't know. You were not on that stream. Oh my god. I've removed the stream. I've private the stream because somebody was being weird on the stream, and I locked it up because the person was just being weird, and I just felt bad. So I don't talk about it anymore. Yeah. But this teaching and this mass thing. Hey God. I'm going to tell my mom. My mom was going to watch the stream, so I'm sure she'll get what I'm trying to say. Mathematics and a teacher. Oh, you guys don't know. You don't know how I feel. I feel as if I have seen a lucky, like a winning lottery ticket, to be honest. Because mathematics, Yusuf, on Monday, me and you are going to solve maths. I promise. Just even if you don't make, I'm going to stream tomorrow, maybe tomorrow, maybe Sunday. I don't know, but on Monday, we're definitely solving maths on this channel. Like, we are solving maths on stream. So maybe you might have classes then. I don't know, Sha. I don't know your schedule. Maybe you might be available for sure. Or you can watch it. Don't worry, you can watch it if you are not available that day. You can watch, you can replay it. I'll share solve maths on Monday, definitely. And Raji, the thing about teaching, oh my god. Oh my god. Ah! You don't know how teaching is so important to me. I love, oh god, if I wanted to be anything, I would be a teacher. Like if I wanted to be anything, I want to be a teacher. Like it's so important to me. And Raji and Yusuf, what I teach is math. Like it's not really teaching, but it's like tutorial. Sha. I used to tutorial like my juniors and my colleagues in school, mathematics. So for me to have a teacher and somebody majoring in maths in my stream, do you know how insane? Like all those coincidences. It's not really a coincidence. Like it's just planned. Oh my God, Raji! Wow, this is so nice. This is so, yeah, you still my math guru. Oh my god, this is so freaking cool. I'm very interested in many students. Oh, many studies. Oh, Raji. Oh, yeah, so important. Like, oh my god, I'm so happy. I was just like, I'm reading poetry, you know? Yes, I was about to say, like, I was wondering why, like, I was wondering how you used to stay for our poetry and reading, streams. I used to be like, are you sure one day you will not be tired, or maybe this is not what you like, but I can't change, no matter what anybody says, I can't change. This is what I like doing, reading and, maths and English and literature and stories. Those are my things, yeah. So, like, I'm just happy. Oh, I can't speak. Let me just let me just bask in this enjoyment right now. Like you don't know the half of it. Like, oh, I don't know how to say it. Like I don't know how much more I can express my joy. Yeah, in discovering like wonderful people like you guys, like mathematics, and you see it's so interesting too. Yeah, I taught maths in university, yeah. And now again, I've decided to start studying maths by myself because I don't want my brain to get rotten. You get, I don't want my brain to get lost in all this like um short attention span content like TikTok, Twitter, internet. I just don't want my brain to get soft. I want to constantly, remind myself that I know this thing. So I started learning maths. I want to start with physics, but physics, the background of physics is maths, yes. So I started learning maths, and I started from calculus. Calculus is my favorite. Oh my god. I started with calculus, and I've gotten to chain rule, and I was having a lot of difficulty on Monday. If you look back to my stream, there's one stream I did. I said let's solve maths. Yeah. So I did chain rule there, but I had some difficulty. But when I was teaching it, it was easy for me. Like teaching helps you to understand maths even better than if you are just learning. So I was doing as if I was teaching on stream, and eventually I got what I was missing. Although I'll still solve more problems from chain rule and all of that. But we're going to do calculus together on Monday. I'm so happy. Oh, oh my god. So what were we do? Do you know I wanted to start the stream with I want to do, because today's Friday, yeah, I want to like skincare, makeup, which I think I feel like I will still do. You get, maybe I'll just put like like a face mask on my face, and then I'll use sunscreen afterwards. So this is face mask I want to use. But for now, yeah, let me just bask in the joy of this whole experience. Oh my god, the way I'm going to I'm so happy to meet you guys. Okay, so I'm curious though, Yusuf, like, oh, okay, background of physics is maths, the background of maths is actually physics. Is it for you to do your teaching for next when you brought it up on Tuesday? Abi, no, but I was like, let me not cloud my stuff with mathematics. Oh, Yusuf, so sorry, yo. Me, my own brain, that's how I saw it, because like when we're learning physics concepts, or my experience of physics, yeah, it's just like we have to start going back to do further maths. Do you get, when we're studying physics? Like it was just pure further maths we're doing when we're doing physics, yeah. So I understand now, like I can see it, but if you want to explain it for me, I don't mind listening that the background of maths is actually physics. Let me think about it. Like physics actually is a study of how the world works, abi? That's just like a very layman definition, no, very layman definition of physics, yeah. So when like our scientists like Newton them were figuring out gravity and all of that, they had to come up with mathematical explanations, a logical, let's not say mathematical, a logical explanation for how gravity worked, and then theory of relativity, all of that. Oh, I see it now. I get it to that extent that the background of maths is actually physics. Physics is what makes way for maths, yes? Okay, okay. That makes sense. But if you want to explain it for me, go ahead in the comment. I want to see what you say about it. Don't worry, I'll do it on Monday. I feel like Monday is a very serious day. Maybe let me write it down so I won't forget. My diary is not here. So on Monday, I will do that maths thing again. Of course, and right, since you're a teacher and you're versatile in studies, of course you have maths under your CV now, Abby. Like you'll be able to do maths in your you teach maths sometimes, I guess. Or let me ask it, do you teach maths and um physics and all those science related subjects as well? um, Question. And Yusuf, go ahead, explain to me how the background of maths is actually physics. I want to hear what you say as a mathematics major. Let me hear it from the source. Also, I'm curious, Yusuf, like aside from like when you are studying maths, since you're in your final year, like what kind of electives, no, let's just say electives, let's just say what kind of courses have you interacted with while studying maths, like that is, just tell me like what kind of courses you interact with studying maths. Yeah, physics is the study of nature, and the only way you can actually see the nature is to look into it math. God, do you know how wonderful it is to interact with an intellect? Oh my God, good. That's exactly my understanding. Like math is actually a very complex field that goes to different fields of human endeavors. Yes, yes, valid. Like I studied economics here, and all of economics I did till, especially in third year, was just mathematics. Like there's this course in third year that we started, econometrics, and that was like 4 point course. That course is just math, pure math, pure math. Like in our exam, we just maths on an experimental level sef, like you have to graph things, make observations, and nothing theory o, econometrics. So yeah, it goes everywhere. Maths is literal. If physics is the study of nature, let's look at it. Physics is the study of nature, and the way you can look at nature is look at it mathematically. What aspect of nature do you think, like that means every single aspect of nature would be affected or understood by applying mathematical logic, abi? I think that makes sense. I think that is a thing that I think that's how it applies, like at a layman level, like just a layman understanding of it. It's a complex field that goes into different fields of human endeavors. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Every I think every facet of life requires a level of mathematical logic, and that is why when people talk about how, oh, all those x and y algebra that we did in school, how does it apply to them, I'm like, the way you think, where do you think you get your logic from? Like how do you think you can logic out your lifestyle, making sense of the world around you? How do you think you came about it? It's through the mathematical process, like through the mathematical like study of mathematics that we did for years. The world is dense in maths. Maths is the core aspect of all science courses, even including some social science. Like economics is social science. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I get it. I get it. The world is dense. I get it. Economics is a social science. Like, bro, from the beginning, man, we were doing first year. That is why me, because of how very conversant, or let us say conversant, very because of how very comfortable I was in maths all through secondary school. When I went to university and I started doing economics, most of my colleagues, they were so stumped. They were like, "Why are we doing maths? Like, what's maths doing here?" You know, like very bothered by it. You get, but my colleagues, and I say colleagues, including in first year, all of us will be together. Maths, economics, accounting, banking and finance, biz admin, all of us were together. And the first year and half of second year, we all did economics courses. So all of us in that mix, most people, especially people from biz admin, they didn't expect to deal with math so much. Do you get? But like, you have to do it though. So anyways, what happened was that because I was very comfortable in maths, I was able to, help out my colleagues. You get? And then in my second year, I was an exco. You get? And I went for the role of tutor. Sorry, what do they call it? What was that? Tutor, sha. So I used to tutor first years in math because they were always very, very annoyed. They're like, why do we have to fucking do math? Like, I mean, everybody, all of them will be from banking and finance, accounting. Accounting too is math. Like, accounting, biz admin, pub admin self. Yes, pub admin was part of us. So all of us had to take economics courses in our first year. So when I was now in second year and I was tutoring everybody, everybody was from all those social science departments. Like they had to do that economics course and you must pass it. If you don't pass it, problem. You get. So it was fun. It was fun because it helped me to keep up with my own mathematical knowledge. Because the more you teach maths, the easier it is to understand any kind of maths that you are doing. You get, because it's logic. I don't know. I've talked too much. I've started going off on it and let me hear from Yusuf. So I was saying, Yusuf, that what are the other courses that you took coming up in your study of mathematics? What are the other courses you took? I'm curious because I think like mathematics is also in my future. Maybe I will study maths seriously. I'll do everything. In fact, it's not my life. I'll do everything if possible. Like I was talking about how I love academia, yes. So um yeah. Wow, it's just so amazing. 100 level days, all masks. You know what is funny to me, bro? Like, say 100 level days, mathematics courses are play. Yeah, some people will not agree with you. but like, obviously, the mathematics major is going to say that. Obviously, the mathematics major is going to see 100 level courses as play. Obviously. But like, if you bring it, that's why I don't want you to say play as in like they don't matter. I want to hear them, yeah. Like even if it's just one course you remember taking in 100 level, like what was the name of the course that you took in 100 level? Like I want to know, like I want to know the names. I want to hear the names actually. Also, UI is a very prestigious university in this country, so I think it's amazing. Like obviously you guys are going to be studying under professors, yeah, professors, established scientists. The real math started in 200 level where we do abstract and analysis part of maths, complex and real. I am in awe. You don't even understand, right? You guys just hold on for me, okay? You guys just hold on for me, okay? You guys just hold on for me, please. Just hold on. I'm coming. I have to do something. I'm coming now. guys, I'm so sorry. God. Okay, Yusuf has continued. We did calculus and trigonometry, algebra, actuarial maths. Okay, so I don't know anything about that. Vectorial mechanics. Um, we also did physics courses. Obviously. Sorry. See, you know, in a typical Nigerian home, you have to, especially you're living with your parents, you have to, go and do something. Like my dad was calling me on phone because he wanted me to tell him the code to check MTN data balance. And he's not here, so I have to run to where he's, like far away to answer him. So just I think it's just part of it. That's why it's a stream. If it was a video now, I can cut it out, edit it, you never know. But streams, everybody has to be online. Sorry. Thank you for being here. I hope my Teddy kept you company. I hope Raji is still with us. So Raji, are you here? Say hi, so I'll know you're here. We did calculus and trigonometry. This courses you're talking about, is it 200 level you did it, or is it something you did all through your studies? What about lab? Did you guys ever go to lab? I'm off to mosque to pray, though I'm still here. Oh, today is Friday, you guys. What do they call it? Happy Jumat Mubarak. Is that correct? Only level alone. What? Are you calling play maths? It's not play. Oh. Actuarial maths, vectorial. I'll have to Google that thing to know what it is because, guy, what do you mean play? It's not play. Oh, don't say that anywhere else. It's only play to you people. Or people that don't do maths, it's not play. Raji, I hope your prayer goes well. I hope everything you're praying for comes true. Yeah. So. 100 level alone, you did all that, Yusuf. Don't say that too. Don't say that when people will hear you say it's play. Don't say that when people will hear you. And now you're in your final year. I hope your parents are going to kill cow for you studying maths in this economy, because guy, the places that you are going to occupy, and like I was saying, did you do anything kind of lab related? Did you do lab courses? Did you have to go to the lab? um don't mind, it's not actually. Yeah, are you serious? Of course, it's serious. Like when you finish they need to kill cow for you. If not cow, at least goat, like for you. Seriously. Oh, obviously. See, I think where the world is going, we are going to need a lot of math majors, like to build back what all these ignoramus has destroyed. Like you see, the way people are just peddling. I'm not joking, oh. I swear, I'm not joking. Do you know what math is in today's day and age? Like mathematics major. Don't. I'm not joking, oh. If I have people, don't worry. If the stream keeps on, if my channel keeps on growing, and we keep on doing well, when you are doing your graduation, don't worry, we'll do party here too for you. I will go and buy something so that we can celebrate you. What do you mean? Mass. No, don't joke. I'm not kidding. I'm very serious. Like the way the world is going, people are just dumbing down. People refuse to use their brains for anything, and I'm not saying it as a made of insult, and I don't blame them, because most of these children now, and they are born into this post-COVID era, this post-COVID world where people are doing as if everything that happened, everything that like all that matters is money. All that matters is just doing well on blowing up on social media, blowing up anyway, anyhow, so that you can just say you have money. And it's like, what are you doing to stimulate your brain? Like what are you contributing to the world? Like how are you doing, like science? What is happening in the science field now? A lot of places around the world, they are getting research, they are getting their universities, they are taking money away from important research, taking money away from research to fund nonsense, to fund military supplies, to fund wars. to waste money on nonsense instead of them to focus on building their research this thing. You get, like, we need it. Maths will actually make you to cogitate well, and by that to help you to become creative and help the world at large. Exactly. A lot of the children that are being born into this day and age, I feel like it is on us that know what it is to encourage them, that there is a life outside of this 10-second attention span economy. There's a world beyond that, and sometimes living in this world is more than just making money. I don't know. That's the only thing that usually fuels all this kind of dumb ignorance, ignorance agenda. Like, oh no, let everybody just be stupid. Let us all just be stupid. Let's not use our brain anymore. Who cares about maths? What are using maths in the real world, bro? Maths is the reason why you can make sense of your world. Like, the reason why you can decide that you want to do this and not do this is literally because of the logic that you get from your practice of maths. It's not about getting 100/100 in maths, okay? It's about learning the processes of what it entails to study mathematics. You get? So, like, when you have all those things in your bag, like, what are we talking about? I beg. And again, aside from helping, don't you want to? Elon Musk recently said that the future will need someone that can think and solve problems, and implore people to study maths. Me, I don't like Elon Musk personally. Okay, Elon Musk is saying one thing and he's doing the other thing. He's kind of like a double agent. Do you understand? If you look closely at American politics, which he's very, 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 very handy in, he has influenced American politics in a very disgusting way. He has influenced the government to cut down funding on all research for vaccines. And I'm not even talking about COVID vaccine. I'm talking about normal vaccines that we are doing, like vaccine for polio, that we polio, measles, chickenpox. He has gotten research, and not the money that he collected from that, he has diverted it to fund his useless SpaceX agenda. The thing about Elon Musk is that he's not a mathematician, he's not a physicist, he has never been anything science, anything. Okay, I think he learned programming to an extent, but he's not the one running that company. Like, he's not the one doing the meats of that company. All those building of his Teslas, all those building of the spaceship, the space rockets that always failed. He's not the one doing it. They are actual scientists, actual mathematicians, physicists that he's hiring to do all that stuff. My own problem is that, why are you now killing other parts of the economy just to fund your project? And he's doing himself as the brain of it. You get, he's paying, he's sponsoring men, ignorant old men, to ignorant politicians, to not just men, but most of the women, like women in politics in that country, horrible. So he's sponsoring all of those things so that people will be close-minded. And one thing about science, you can't be close-minded with science, especially mathematics, physics. You can't be close-minded. You have to open your mind, because we don't really fully understand how the world works. Yeah, he employed them. So why is he now telling the president to got funding to research cancer institute for cancer research? They don't have any money anymore. Why is he telling them to cut funding to universities, that they don't need social department anymore? What they need is coding, programmers, AI departments. All of those things is affecting the people that are studying in all these things you are doing, studying in math. That's why I feel so much joy, like meeting someone that is actually went to school to study math. Like, it's rare, because the children that are younger than you, the people that are younger and are coming up, they are being programmed to believe that they don't need to think anymore, that all they can do is just blow on social media, make money, and then spend the money buying nonsense. Like, nobody is thinking about, oh, let's do research, climate change, all of those things. Nobody's talking about it, because nobody wants to do the work of research and studying that requires a course like physics. All of them will say, oh, I would have studied physics. Oh, I would have been a physicist. Shut up your mouth. You did not go to school. You did not study physics. You have all the money in the world. You did not study physics. Go and study the maths. Okay, so you know what it means to do research. And they always act as if research is something that will give you results today. Like, you can research something for 20 years. You can pass on the baton to your junior colleagues to research. You get? That's one thing. That's why I will never say anything positive about Elon Musk. Never. Because if you go deep, if you not even go deep, just look into American politics. Look at the person that they elected. The person that they elected does not believe in vaccines. The person that they elected does not believe in schools, does not believe in supporting studies, education. How did he get in power? Elon Musk literally funded his ass, funded him to get into power. You get, so all of those things now you can say things like, oh, you know, that's America. It's affecting everybody because the way their currency is flip-flopping up and down, is it going to affect the people's economies that are tied to America's dollar. Okay, people that are tied to America's dollar, how many people can you count how many countries are tied to that fucking country's currency? So anyhow the president behaves and affects their currency, it affects the value of our own currency, naira, that is attached to it. Can you see the link? So there's not only this world, this world we exist. It seems as if it's so big, this world we exist, but actually we are in too close quarters with each other. Too close quarters with each other. Too close quarters. You cannot move without affecting something around you. Even though you cannot see the extent of what you've done, people are affected by your choices, by your decision. That's one thing I will always like. Anywhere I see Elon Musk discourse, I always put my mouth to say no, 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 no. Okay, there's one guy, yeah. There's one guy's story. I don't know if you saw it, but there's one guy's story that he said, oh, I voted for Trump because I wanted him to chase out the immigrants in our country. Now, the immigrants are coming to America. Do you think they're just going there to fold their hands? All those people from Nigeria that are becoming big deal researchers in that country, adding to cancer research, that the cancer research is now affecting cancer treatment around the world. If you say you want to chase out immigrants, those people with those faculties, with those abilities, how are they going to reach the resources that is going to make them like affect the world in such a positive way? If somebody's there saying no, you can't enter my country just because you are this skin color. And who sponsors such ideology? Their president. Who sponsors the president? Elon Musk. Who sponsors the president? Elon Musk. Asians that go to that country and have opportunities to be great people, they go, the Indians that are so known for their mathematics and their computer technology, I think, that are being sent to America to further research, to improve lives, to do things, to make changes in the world. They're not saying they can, like a lot of researchers that have stayed in that country for long, that are wearing lab coat, literal lab coat, they're chasing them out from the lab. Say immigration policies. You say you think you can't study anything in a vacuum. You can't. Anything you are doing, like, it's affecting everybody else, and if everybody else is doing something to affect you, it's going to affect your studies. All those people that he has chased out of the country now, all of them, you don't see that they've even decided that no more vaccine production in America anymore. No more vaccine production in America anymore, because that fool that they put as their president appointed a stupid minister of health, and that minister of health is anti-vax, anti-intellect, somebody that is telling you to drink unpasteurized milk. Guy, we will learn about pasteurization since we're in primary school, abi, or just one. Everybody here, like, if you ask an average Nigerian what pasteurization means of milk, everybody knows what it is. Everybody knows the value of removing those microbes, those natural microbes in milk that come from cow directly, because your gut cannot digest those microbes. That's the purpose of pasteurization. And what is the purpose? Just boiling the milk at high temperatures. This man say no more pasteurization. And one woman now came forward to say she wants to sue the state that she's living in, that she drank unpasteurized milk from the farm and it's the state's fault, because she ended up I think her intestines were so affected, like her colon was so affected, she had to have 3 operations, and it's not still over. The parasite is inside her stomach, and she's still sick, and her child, I think her child died. She gave her child that unpasteurized milk, not even full grown adults, child. Those are the same people that they don't vaccinate their children. Their children are dying of measles. All of us had measles in this country. I had chicken pox. I did not die because of vaccine, because of what? Research, because of science. So nothing exists in a vacuum. Elon Musk cannot be saying he wants to pay researchers. Look at the conditions of people that look at the conditions of the physicists that are working for him. They don't have full protection though. They don't have full protection from that their HB2 visa or something. They don't have full protection. That's because Elon Musk is just a billionaire. He's just interested in getting money and running away from Earth to Mars. That is what he wants. He doesn't care how he goes about it. But however he goes about it, he wants to make sure he does not spend too much of his money doing it. And if he spends much of his money doing it, he wants to make sure somebody pays for that money that he's spending. So don't even mention Elon Musk in our conversation about intellect and mass and the wonders of science and research. Don't even do that because he's. Oh, I don't mean to sound rude. I beg. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm not lecturing you. I'm just heated about the whole situation. You get. Like, don't even let somebody tell you nonsense like that. Don't even bring him up. Don't. Eh? Hmm. Even the people that are in his company, they cannot even speak out. That are working for him. Those mathematicians, physicists that are working for him, they can't really speak out against the kind of bad treatment they are receiving in his company because he's just a. Have you ever had in school, like, obviously, like, not all professors are perfect here, but there are some professors that they just like talking, eh? In the sense like they don't really teach, so you have to learn the course by yourself basically, and they will set exam for you, they will set tests for you, but you have to learn the course by yourself. I had like two of them in my university days. Two of them made my life hell because I was like, we have written out coursework here, course outline, so start teaching us. They will not teach you, they will just be talking story, but they are ready to set. You see the kind of test they used to set for us, eh? Hey, I used to swear for them every exam period because I'm like, because of you now my grade is going to go down. That's how Elon Musk is. But his own is that at least those professors study, they have something in their head, yes. They just don't care for teaching. They're not really teachers. They don't care about, like, teaching is not in their blood. They don't care about teaching. But Elon Musk, nothing is in his head. Coco, if I shake his head like this, Coco, you will hear Coco noise inside his skull. Like if I do poof, you will hear the sound from his ear. You understand? There's nothing inside there. There's nothing inside Elon Musk's head, I beg. There's nothing there. I'm so sorry to say. I'm not sorry to say. I don't care. I'm not sorry to say. So many times, so many mathematicians have approached him to, like, thinking that, oh, he's doing something for research, like science. Empty. They always come away from the conversation stumped, like, who did I just speak with? Like, I thought you studied physics. Like, I studied programming, I studied how to code. I said, okay, real programmers will not come up to me and they're like, I thought you studied coding, so like, I studied only this programming language. I hope you are still here. I'm so sorry for going off on a tangent here. I just wanted to say that, clear the air about. I just wanted to clear the air about Elon Musk. Oh, I hope I did not chase you away. Anyway, like I said, the fact that, like, you are studying maths here gives me so much joy. Like, we will celebrate though that day you finish your course. Just send me a message, or maybe I'll be streaming that day. Like, just let us know how the moment is going, so I will do party for you on here. Like, a mathematics major is released into the world. Here to save one more day. It's so important to me. So important to me. So, what should we should I start my? So sorry, I've gone on a tangent. Okay. Let's come back down to earth. Let's come back. I'm very heated. I get very heated about my opinions, especially social commentary. I get very, very heated. I was thinking of making my hair this weekend though. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I want it to look better than this. Something will come up, Sha. If something comes up, I'll just comb it. I don't care like that. Oh, don't be quiet, oh, please. I want to hear you. Let me wait for it to come. Let me see. Let me look at pictures. Let me look at pictures. Look at pictures. So I think the next story is the Wren and the Bear. And this story is just 2 pages long, so I don't know if we can read it. Should I read it, or should I start doing my face treatment? Like, I wonder if you do skincare, like my people of my stream. Um, you guys do skincare? Do you care about skincare? Um, I know skincare is a topic that is very skewed towards what they call it, conventional beauty standards and all of that. But and me, I'm the type of person that I care about it, but as long as it's not affecting my comfort, as long as it doesn't affect my skin, whatever. There's this thing. My face is oily. I have an oily face. Okay, and I always sweat. Like after showering, you rub like lotion on your face, Abby. Eh. Once I rub lotion on my face, I start to sweat like intensely. So I used to choose days to rub lotion on my face, because if it's a very hot day, there's no need. My face is just going to oil itself, intensely back up. If it's a very cold day, I like those days because I don't need to stress about like my face being oily or whatnot. So I wonder about your skincare routines. Do you guys have skincare routines? Like, anybody can have skincare routine. Oh, let me tell you now. Anybody. Let me tell you. Sorry, I'm not telling you anything. I'm just suggesting. Anybody can have skincare routines. Like, okay, like for example, this face mask here is just 150 naira. Like, yeah. Or no, 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 no. How much did I buy that day? I think it was calling. He said it was 500 naira for one, but I bought like three, so I think he removed a little bit of money for me out of it. So skincare is fun. I even have sunscreen here too. Sunscreen is also good for us, but I don't go out much, so it doesn't bother me. I put on sunscreen when I want to put on makeup, and sometimes when I want to go maybe to the market, I put on sunscreen because the sun, I know how our markets are now, very very big open space markets. So you be carrying load, dealing with noise pollution, smell pollution, and then sun is just beating your head like so bad. Always having headache every time when you come back from market. So but like, skincare is kind of comforting, when you come back from a long day outside, that you've really been in buses, passing through crowds, traveling through crowded places, especially in Nigeria. Everywhere is crowded. So also, I have a friend that lives in Ibadan. Ibadan is kind of like, Ibadan is a metropolitan city to an extent. It's not as big as other metropolis, but the rates that people are migrating to Ibadan is actually interesting to me. It's like, people say that the cost of rent is cheap there, and then the pace of life is not as fast as Lagos. Also in Ibadan, they say groceries are cheaper. I don't know this. Maybe you confirm for us, Yusuf, that maybe things are cheaper. Not cheaper. Let's not say this word cheaper. Things are more affordable in Ibadan than in Lagos. Especially that rent thing. That rent thing, I'm curious about it. I'm curious about rent in Ibadan. Curious about rent. I'm curious if you guys do skincare. What else? Just lifestyle choices. Are they more affordable in Ibadan? Maybe I won't use this. I won't use the mask today. Maybe I won't use the mask today because um, the mood has passed. I do things on mood basis, yeah. Let's put my teddy here so I keep on sending eternal hearts, perpetual hearts for everybody on stream. Maybe I'll do my skincare whatever tomorrow, Sha. And skincare, I think it's not. I think skincare is something you do um after showering. Like that's the way it goes. So that's kind of a bit inconvenient for me because I like to do everything in that showering mode. But skincare though, the thing about this face mask is that when you put it on, it has a cooling effect on your skin, and for the rest of the day, you just feel as if your skin is breathing easier, especially on your face. Especially on your face, you feel as if your skin is like a bit lighter. The only thing I don't like about it is that it always leaves this sticky residue. And me, I don't like feeling things like I like my skin being absolutely dry. Eh? I like my skin being absolutely dry, no matter what. That's why I used to shower if possible. Because we have like serious cold weather here, I shower like 3 times a day, or now that it's cool, just twice a day. So just something to consider. Hey, again, I've been foiled. I was supposed to start the stream in this type of, party mood or whatever. Like, maybe I'll leave the house later in the evening, you know. But also, I'm a very moody person, so if my mood changes, I just cancel all plans. I'm like, you know what? Let's just relax. There's nothing serious going on outside the house, and I just chill for the day. Just at ease. I don't care. Um, Today is Friday, but tomorrow is also Saturday. So Saturday is the weekend that a lot of different things can happen. So if I don't explore today, maybe I'll explore tomorrow. Depends on my mood. As I wanted to be like, let me just prepare a bit here, put on my face mask, do my makeup, all of that. But started talking about mathematics and teaching and started learning moral lessons from stories, and it was just like, I don't think I'm in the mood to go out anymore. I don't think I'm in the mood to go out anymore. It's like, okay. Hey, something that we're talking about. I think Raji said it. If I check the chat, Raji said that he has watched To Kill a Monkey. Abi, is it Raji that said it or Yusuf? Raji said he has watched To Kill a Monkey. I wonder how you felt about that show. To be honest, like I wonder what you took away. Did you finish it? Did you complete it? Like To Kill a Monkey. Did you complete it? And if you completed it, like tell me some things that you I don't want to say liked about it. Tell me some things that you liked about that show. Okay. I want to see your perspective on it actually. Oh, we are going to the 2 hour mark. Should we keep going? Can we keep going? We might go a bit if we start to discuss To Kill a Monkey, yeah. But if not, we can just end it here. At least we had fun. Abby, can I conclude that we had fun today? Can I conclude that we had fun today? At least, like no matter what, we shared ideas and we got a different perspective of life from a new viewer. That's Yusuf. And again, I want to say thank you to Yusuf for sharing his perspective with us. because I needed to see that. And anyways, thank you so much for humoring me and for being my audience on this fine Friday. I will see you in the next stream, probably tomorrow. Um, probably tomorrow. Okay. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Thank you for being here.